Welcome. Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. I would just like today to not worry about anything deep. I don't think I might be capable of deep anyway. I I want to talk about a little bit about getting older and thinking, memory. Uh, when you get older, see, youth is fast. It's fast. Youth, when you're coming along in your youth, everything is quick, and it doesn't make any difference. Or I'll do it again, or it'll come back. Where you might be out playing or something, and you think of your mother. That's one thing. But when you are older and think of your mother, I kind of thought of it as thoughts or memory fermenting, fermenting, and more gets more real, more rich. You don't just think. You kind of linger. You just kind of linger with it. When I can think of my mother, and it was a difference whenever I was just gone for an hour and think of my mother. It's fermented now. I see her lean back in her big chair, wiggling her toe. Everything is remembered. I used to wouldn't have thought about her toe, but I can see it now as she leans back. My dad. I think of my dad when they called me. I was a pastor of a church in Hodge, Louisiana. They said your father is in the hospital, not doing good at all. And when I got there, I remember they had him. He was trying to stand, and when I went up close to him, he said, "You can hold my hand." My dad and I never were like that. We loved each other, but we never were like that. I held his hand, but I never knew if I held it long enough because I wasn't used to it. But now I can see him standing there. I can see the look on his face. It all registered in my brain. I can see myself reaching out and taking a hold of his hand. I can go back now and see him when I got on the train to go to check in and swear in the Navy and go to boot camp. I can see him as I was stepped up on the train, looking back down, and he reached up and handed me, took his $5 watch off, leather-bound watch, and handed it to me. I can see that. I can hear the train beating on the tracks. I remember looking out at what used to be familiar. I was familiar with Alexandria, but now I looked out from a train window and it was altogether different. I didn't know where I was. I didn't recognize town anymore because I was looking at it from, but now it's all clear. It's all clear. I remember when my brother Troy fell climbing over a fence and hit his eye with a corner of a brick. He still has a scar from it. I remembered ever so clear running to him, getting a hold of him, taking care of him. That was my job, was to take care of Troy. And that's all so clear. I remember what he was wearing. He was wearing a corduroy. Is that an old word? Corduroy? It was like a jumpsuit thing. And I remember Joan and I, when we first met, I can remember it in such detail. I can remember how she was such a dresser. I come to find out that she had a knack for picking out the best. Of course, at a cheaper price most of the time. And how sophisticated she was. How she looked. I can remember it in detail. You know, now I understand. They always talk about the old man or the old lady sitting in the rocker, rocking with her head back a little and thinking. That rocking chair thinking is different from fast acting, young thinking. You know, I remember a song I heard. I don't know how many years ago it was. I heard a song. The boy had come home to see his dad. His mother was gone, and he come home to see his dad after being gone for a long time. And he got there, and his dad, I guess, was sitting on the porch. He was sound asleep, had a picture of his wife, this boy's mother, in his lap. And he went on and wouldn't wake him up because he said he did not want, I believe the way he said it was, he didn't want to spoil the dream that his dad might be having after viewing his mother's picture. Oh yeah. Joan, seeing a picture of you now is a lot different than seeing the picture when it was first made. Seeing it now is a lot more like seeing you than it was when somebody said, look at the picture we just made. Memory. Memory. I wouldn't trade some memories that I have for $1 billion. And I promise you that's the truth. God bless you.